Today we will be reading a personal narrative. As we read, connect across texts. In Jump Away, Fenny figures out how he will deal with a threat from Mike. In this personal narrative, a student tells how she dealt with a bully. Showdown with Big Eva by Layla Ali. I saw my sophomore year as a new beginning. I was looking forward to going to a new high school and was happy to be starting out fresh. I even got a new hairdo, a shortcut that made me feel more mature. It was a clean look. I was looking for a clean start. My older sister Hannah and my best friend Alice had been going to Hamilton High, where they seemed to be having fun. I knew there were cliques, but I figured I'd find my own place. I was at Alice's house a month before school started when I felt the first twinge of trouble. Alice was on the phone with a girl reputed to be the roughest sister at Hamilton. For some reason, this girl had attitude about me and was talking mess. She was telling Alice how she had every intention of kicking my butt. If she's talking about me, I said, let her say it to me. I got on the phone. I hear you think you're all that, said the girl I'll call Big Eva. I don't think anything. Well, don't you think you can stroll over to Hamilton and be cool? Because you can't. I don't want you there. If you show up that first day, I'll whoop you. Tell you what, I said, not only will I show up that first day, but I'll personally come over and introduce myself to you. That way you don't have to go looking for me. You don't know who you were talking to. I ain't talking to anyone. And with that, I hung up the phone in her ear. When the first day of school came around, I was ready. Because Hannah had preceded me at Hamilton, no one quite knew what to make of me. Hannah was sweet. I was fire. Hannah was friendly. I was reserved. I gave off a don't mess with me vibe. And I wasn't interested in joining any clique. I've always gone my own way. Alice and Hannah were my only friends, and that was enough. In fact, I was with Alice and Hannah when I had my first encounter. We were heading toward the school's main entrance. A group of 7 or 8 tough-looking girls were hanging out on the steps. They all had attitudes. The biggest among them had a deep cut across her face. I wouldn't call her pretty. That's Big Eva, whispered Alice. I had figured as much. I walked over to Big Eva and stood right in front of her, toe to toe. I'm Layla. Big Eva started rolling her neck, chewing gum, and scowling like she wanted to fight. I still didn't know why, and I didn't care. I wasn't budging. I told you I'd introduce myself, I said, so here I am. Girl, she said, you don't know who you're messing with. Her girls closed ranks and started moving in on me. I still didn't budge. That's when the bell rang. After school, said Big Eva, I'll be looking for you. I'll save you the trouble. I'll meet you right here. Word got out. The whole school was buzzing with anticipation. Big Eva, who wouldn't back down, and Layla Ali, who wouldn't be intimidated, were going head to head. When the final bell rang at 3:30, I was back on the steps, waiting for Big Eva, with a crowd gathering around. Everyone wanted action, and I was ready for whatever. When Eva didn't show up, I was half relieved, half disappointed. I started walking to Taco Bell, and a large group walked with me. After a few steps, I looked across the street and saw Big Eva and her girls heading for the same place. A large group also trailed them. It was a scene straight out of Grease. When we got to Taco Bell, I ordered, then found a seat on one side of the restaurant. Eva's gang sat on the other. I wasn't sure what she wanted to do, but I was going to let her make the first move because she was the one who had the problem with me. Hannah, Alice, and I sat there for a good half hour. By then, the place was packed with Hamilton students waiting for a brawl. I felt 100 eyes on me, but I just sat and ate my taco. When I was finished, I got up, slowly walked past Eva's table, and without saying a word, dumped my garbage in the trash. Eva kept rolling her neck, but she never made a move. Nothing happened until the next day. I was in the girls' room when Big Eva showed up. You're all show and no go, she said. Fine, I said, let's go. She shoved me hard. I shoved her back harder. And just as we were about to get cracking, a teacher walked through the door. A few seconds later, we were sitting in the principal's office. The principal started a long speech about the futility of fighting. I interrupted her. Look, I said directly to Big Eva, I'm not interested in fighting. I never was. I just wasn't about to be bullied. What makes you think you can go around here bullying everybody? I expected Eva to start talking more mess. Instead, something amazing happened. Big Eva started crying. I mean, big tears. Maybe it was because the door was closed and we were alone in that office. Maybe because she'd been holding it in so long. Or maybe because she sensed that I wasn't really angry at her. Whatever the reason, in between tears she let loose all the reasons she'd been acting the bully. All her tears and fears came spilling out. How she hated being overweight. How she felt ugly inside. How she never got any attention at home. How the only way she beat back bad feelings was by intimidating others. How deep down she really hated herself and the ugly front she had created to scare off the world. I was shocked by Big Eva's gut-honest revelations, and also moved. So moved that I shed a few tears myself. I knew she was being honest. I could feel all the hurt this girl had suffered. I even put my arms around her and let her cry in my arms, both of us sobbing. Two girls who 20 minutes earlier were ready to fight were now acting like long-lost sisters. It was crazy, but in its own way, it was beautiful. I'm not saying Big Eva reformed and joined the Girl Scouts, but the chip was off her shoulder. From that day on, Big Eva and I were cool.